Hey everyone, how's it going? We are back for another round's worth of review. It's kind of like evening-ish right now. It's kind of like a twilight game, to be honest. It's like 5:30 right now. So you'll probably see like the sunset from this side as I'm recording. Anyway, that's not too relevant for the purposes of this video. So yeah, so we saw 200 to the 2,228, whatever. So top 7% for the round, top 9% overall. So he moved up about 10k spots. So look, it's okay. But going into the team, I think we're setting up pretty well for the rest of the season. We're saving trades. 32 is not necessarily like a lot of trades, but we've only used the one boost so far. I was intending on only doing I'll show you guys. I was intending on only doing the one trade last week of O'Driscoll to Riley Bice, but then I realized, looking at my trades for future rounds, that I was going to want to trade Jack Henderson out probably this week. And I was like, realistically, it's probably just a bit better to do that this week. And so I don't have to use a boost next week, so I can save a boost. And so I decided to trade out Henderson and I went Clay Hall, which is probably good, I guess, or another rookie who gets another week's worth of cash into him before, say I'd have to trade him out compared to if I double downgraded this week. Well, I boosted this week and I did two down, one up. And then whoever I traded in this week would have one less week's worth of cash, of yeah, weeks to generate cash. So yeah, so we went Clay Hall, and honestly, quite lucky I traded out Henderson last week because yeah, he got what subbed out, didn't he? I believe, and yeah, he dropped 7k. I thought he would maybe make about 10k or something. I thought he'd maybe score 40 or 50. He was only playing Essendon, but he scored 13. Yeah, so probably lucky I traded him out, got subbed out, could get dropped. Just didn't do much at all. Four touches. Yeah. So even though he's good, like he's actually a good player, but it's just AFL is a big step up from VFL clearly. So yeah, so going through the team, Zorko, look, bit of a down patch. Like, yeah, if you don't have him, you're lucky. And you'll probably be able to get him for probably 550k, I reckon. Maybe even less than that. So yeah, good for you if you do. But yeah, hopefully he goes back to his 130s. So we'll see, I guess. Sheasel 102 again, just like why is he playing midfield? Just put him back. He's much better as a back. Like, don't listen to all these stupid guys in the media saying he's not having any impact. Yes, he is. Like Alistair Clarkson, like seriously, you're a four-time premiership coach. How about you just back your guns and just put him where he's best? It's not that hard. And I'm not even talking about just from a super coach perspective. Like, yes, he's going to average more in the back line than he is in the midfield. But he's also just better there. He's going to make a better contribution to the team there. So why not just do it? Max Holmes, okay, so yeah, very happy. Obviously, I traded this guy in last week, so I copped the 72 where he got tagged. But yeah, he's definitely ratifying the reason for why I traded him. Ratifying, very big word. Pulling out the dictionary today. But yeah, he's definitely proving why he's a good trade and option. So we see what happens when he doesn't get tagged, obviously. Like, look at his three games this year where he hasn't gotten tagged. 125, 127, 147. He's averaging about 135 this year when he hasn't gotten tagged. He got tagged in this game by Windacre and he got tagged by Sparrow here. Like 135 in games where he hasn't got tagged. He is going off. Like if you want to get this guy in, 542k is a very good price. So yeah, like I would highly recommend it. Hawthorn, oh, I guess they could tag with Finn McGuinness, but I mean, they didn't tag Rosie, they didn't tag Butters, they didn't tag Horn Francis, so it didn't look like they tagged. Finn McGuinness was playing forward. I know Rosie was playing back, but I don't think McGuinness was going to Rosie. I think McGuinness was just playing forward. So yeah, I don't think they'll tag Holmes. They might. I mean, if he starts dominating, obviously they might just start the tag, but. I mean, yeah, played really, really, really well. And he only had 32 touches. Like 32 touches for a 147 is really efficient. Kicked the one goal, which is good. But I mean, look, like he's kicking goals like most weeks now. It was only last week when he had that hard tag that he didn't. Kick two goals in round one. Like he's a goal kicker now. So it's not like that's a rare thing for him. Roberts, yeah, like 100% Riley bias is obviously affecting his role. We knew this last week. We honestly kind of, like, I think I talked about this in this Fremantle game, after this Fremantle game happened, he just kind of got saved by getting like 20 points in the last like 5 minutes from like a big, I can't even remember what act it was, but he got like 20 points in the last 5 minutes because he did like one big act in the clutch of this game. So really his last 3 weeks haven't been that good, to be honest. Like he was on track probably for a 95 here. I mean, 95 is not the worst, but yeah, especially I guess the last 2 weeks now haven't been amazing. But look, I definitely have got bigger problems. I'd much rather get rookies off the ground before I'm gonna play around too much with him. Like, I mean, you look at a guy like Jaden Short, like some people went and traded him out because he was only doing 80s. Like, look, I knew he would have a spike game at some point. It's only 103. It's not like it's 140 or anything, but like it's fine. Like he's actually just playing really well. Like it's not even like he's just getting cheap ball or anything. Like you watched that game against Fremantle. I actually haven't watched too much of Richmond this year, to be honest. Like this was probably I watched the first half of this game. He's like playing really well for them. Like he actually does a lot. Like I think during the first quarter of this game, about he only got the first touch of the game about halfway through the first quarter. But then he racked up about 5 touches in the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. And it just set him up. Like he's actually playing really well. I feel like he may have even gotten underscored here. But again, Richmond kind of get pumped every week. So it's kind of like how much are you gonna really score? But I mean, they're somewhat competitive. They were competitive in the first half, but then they got blown away here. But like, yeah, like, look, if he averages 85, like, it's fine. I can just leave him. I'll upgrade him when I get all the other people off. Trainer going really well, 80. He's got what, like 80 plus the last 3 weeks. If you didn't have this guy, you'd be seething. But obviously, you're not going to get him in now. But I think probably we might trade him out next week. We'll see. Just depends how a few things go. I mean, depends what he scores this week. If he drops like a 20 this week and then obviously his cash growth is stunted, then yeah, probably going to trade him out. But I mean, holding him for that Melbourne game would probably be good. But we'll see. Because again, defenders have been going well against Melbourne. But I mean, if that happens, then we may as well hold him to around 10 against North. But we're not going to hold him that long anyway. We want to have all the rookies off the ground by round 10. Pryor, yeah, I thought Pryor would go a bit better here. He's like, I don't know, only the 12 touches, only the 4 marks as well. I thought he would have try to have at least a 6 or 7 mark game. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know how he hasn't been dropped. He's not really that good. He's not really that good at defense. He's not really that good at kicking. He's not really that good at tackling. I don't really know what he does, but he's getting a game every week. We'll probably trade him out next week. Zach Reed actually really good, really good foot skills. I mean, we kind of knew this about him, but he just never shown it. But now, yeah, 100. As you can see, I don't want to say unlucky, but I mean, just yeah, rookie rouletted the wrong people. Zach Reed on the bench for 100, Sam Pepper on the bench for 100. So, yeah. Yeah, two bad decisions there. But realistically, we lost what, 20 points from trainer. Like, I wasn't ever going to put Roberts, who got less than trainer, on the bench, and Davidson for Power Pepper. So 40 points there. So I lost 60 points, which is a decent bit, to be fair. But I mean, like, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago when David scored 129, he was on my bench and Power Pepper was on my field, or maybe it was Kako on my field. But I was like, it's just so hard. Like, how you meant to know who's going to score well and when. Like Palpepper was playing Hawthorn. And Palpepper actually played really well in that game. Like the role that he had on Sicily, they should do more often to the opposition's best defender, best like intercept defender. But he played that role so well. Like definitely a big reason for why they got such a big lead in that first half. And yeah, turned up, which is really nice. But yeah, we'll get to him later. But yeah, Zach Reed doing really well. Should hopefully get up to 300k in the next 2 weeks, and then yeah, 50k, 25k, get up to about 300, and then we can trade. Although I'd like to hold him for the North Melbourne game, but we'll see. Wash, so Will Ashcroft, yeah, going really well. Averaging what for the last 3 weeks? What is it? Does it say here anymore? Yeah, so 126 for the last 3 weeks, 111 for the last five. So, oh yeah, his overall average for the season now is 111. Again, like you'd be livid if you traded this guy out after his 104 game before he went up in cash. Yeah, up to 538. Like he's looking to get up to probably, or what's his break even this week? 80. Like he looks like he'll probably get to 550k worst case, in the next like 5 weeks. Worst case, 550k. He'll probably get up to 600k if he has a few more good games. Not guaranteed, of course. But I mean, he's not going to get tagged. He's got North Melbourne and Melbourne back to back. So yeah, he could get up to 600k potentially if he has a few big games. Probably won't. He'll probably get up to like 570k, I reckon. But that's okay. And then again, I mean, if we do choose to trade him out, he's looking like a keeper at this point, to be honest. Like he is definitely looking like a keeper. So you may just keep him for the year. But if we do trade him out, then yeah, we'll have a lot of money to play with. He can pretty much go up to anyone. Rosie, so yeah, I really like the role of the halfback. Again, that's where he spent a lot of his junior career. So Really good to see him back there. I think that's just where they need to keep him. Like they've got a ton of midfielders anyway. You've got Zach Butters, you've got Jason Horne-Francis, you've got two All-Australian mid-caliber guys there anyway. You don't necessarily need Rosie in there. It means you can put Willem Drew back in there. It means you can put your Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines in there as well. And it's not like they're battling it out for midfield time. Rosie just looks so much better off the halfback, and especially, of course, Dan Houston left last year, so there is a spot there still. Chair on 117. So again, playing West Coast, we thought he would go well, and he did. So happy with that. 106. So yeah, no qualms with this at all. What's the break even? Break even 79. Should go up to hopefully 520k-ish. And then yeah, maybe once we've upgraded the team, we can trade him out to again pretty much anyone we want. So Clayton Oliver, yeah, he's leaking a bit of cash, isn't he? Went down about 10k now. He got tagged though, didn't he? Which was surprising. I think what was it? Will Setterfield was on him, which is crazy. Like seriously, why are you tagging this guy? Like seriously, you're better off just letting Will Setterfield, who's playing his first game of the year, just to go and hunt the ball and try to regain some midfield craft back in there. At least hopefully against Richmond and West Coast, he scores some big games. And again, we probably trade him out. Like out of any of my midfielders that I've mentioned so far, any of these mid prices, Wash and Chera, Oliver would definitely be the first to go at this point, at least. Levi, so yeah, really good. Again, the Ashcroft brothers are doing really well for me right now. And yeah, Levi's doing really well. Probably will be my last rookie in my team before I trade him out. Maybe Bice. Either Levi or Bice. We'll see. Sardis, yeah, surprised he didn't get a game. And I'm not sure he's going to now, to be honest, given they had a good win. But again, it was only Melbourne, so you knew you were going to win anyway. Melbourne looked like the worst team in the league right now. Probably them or West Coast, one of them. Richmond looked a lot better than each of those teams. But yeah, I mean, well, yeah, Essendon's got West Coast this week. So, I mean, if Sardis gets in, I think he'll do well. He's just actually got to get in the team first. Never played terrible. Like seriously, like where's the hunt? Where's the drive? Like you can understand why he was sub for this Brisbane game. So yeah, who knows? I mean, we need this 20 to get out of his price cycle, and then he will make a bit of cash, but we'll see. So Clay Hall, happy I went with him. I think look, he'll get up to probably 260, 270k if we leave him for about 3 more weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So look, not too bad. I mean, he's got Melbourne and Richmond in 2 games here, so those are some pretty easy fixtures. Yeah, the Hawthorn one would be tough. And the Essendon one, Essendon's not too bad. Like, they're not that good a team. Max Hall, I think we'll probably trade him this week. Look, he's done his job. He bumped out an 85 for us, which was nice. So, yeah, that's going to go out of his system this week. So, yeah, I'm sure he's obviously got to make a bit of cash. I'm sure he'll probably get up to 270, 280k in the next few weeks. But look, like, I mean, someone's got to go. Like, we got to make upgrades at some point. So, Xavier Lindsay, yeah, 48, obviously not what you wanted. Quite a bit of time on the bench, probably just easing him back a bit, I would imagine. But yeah, didn't score that well, obviously. Hopefully he does go better. Like I saw he did have a lot of strapping on that knee this week. So again, I mean, hopefully he goes better from now on, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Richmond, West Coast are pretty easy matchups, so hopefully he can just go 80 plus on both of them. And I mean, he's got Fremantle at the G. Fremantle don't travel that well. So actually, maybe these three matchups all aren't that bad, to be honest with you. So hopefully, he just goes 80 plus on all of them, gets up to 300 plus K, and that'll be nice. Cambriali not playing. I mean, he's probably not going to get in because they beat West Coast. But again, like if you're celebrating beating West Coast when you're projected to make like top eight, as Carlton was, I mean, you're probably in trouble. So DeConning, look, Pitnet, I reckon, is a decent chance to come back this week because Mackay especially got injured. So, I mean, you probably do play DeConning more forward, but I don't know, like, who do they have as a key forward? I mean, it's not guaranteed because they just went 2 weeks before with Harry Mackay not playing and they didn't bring in Pitnet, but also Pitnet was injured then, I'm pretty sure anyway. But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking at potentially Max Gorn this week. I can do him at flex, so I'm thinking of that. But especially if Pitnet's named, I might just boost out DeConning and go to Gorn. Because I mean, like you don't want to trade your premiums, but again, they're like the role here is changing a lot. Like you're changing from full-time ruck to probably like a 40% ruck split. So his average would go from 120 as it is now to probably like, well, he'll probably start averaging like what 85 maybe as a forward. there's a 60% forward, 40% ruck. Who knows? Maybe they just get Pittner to play key forward. They're like DeConning's our number one ruck. You're just gonna chop out. Who knows? But yeah, Cherry. So look, he obviously started the year off well. He's obviously not playing that well now because he's got that injury. But like I think with him, at least you got the confidence. He is still a guy most likely that's going to be a top two ruck by the end of the year. So I'm not really fretting over him. You'd be pretty mad though if you traded him in after this 136 game with what he's done since. But look, what can you do? Boyd doesn't look like he's going to get a game anytime soon, but he was an emergency on the weekend, so we'll see. Horn Francis, again, if you traded this guy out, I mean, like it was just a dumb trade. So I don't really know what to say you know. But yeah, he's doing well for us, which is good. He's got what about 130, 135 average the past 2 weeks, so we'll take it. Ranking a bit injured, a bit sore coming into the game, but to get a 91 isn't the worst. So yeah, I mean 103 average overall. We didn't start him after round one. We traded him in after round one. I think that's still a good trade. So yeah, I mean Essendon he got subbed in round two. Then he's been a bit sore the last few weeks, I think. Anyway, McRae, yeah, really down game for McRae. I was potentially thinking of captaining McRae this week after DeConning only got 118. But I was like, look, like what's the point? Like if McRae goes like 130, he gets 12 points extra. And the downside is he gets like an 80 or something. And I lose an extra 48 points. And he actually even did worse than that, McRae. He only got 70. I don't know if he got tagged or not. But let me just see if I can try to find his stats. 17 touches. So that would make me think he did. But maybe Bedford went to him. But I thought Bedford was going to go to Sinclair. I actually didn't see this game. I think Harvey Thomas went to Sinclair or something. I think that's what I saw somewhere. I'm not sure if that eventuated because I didn't see him in that game. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, his hot start to the year looks like it's cooled off a bit. I mean, he had 28 touches last week. Just that probably didn't turn into Supercoach scores as much. Smith, yeah, 126. So really good. Obviously looks like a top six forward. And Daniel 116. Yeah, really good from him. I mean, these five, if they are, if they all stay in their roles and everything, I think they are all going to be the top six forward. They're going to be five of the top six. And then you'll probably have like a Sam Darcy in there or something. Or maybe someone else gets a forward DPP that's a midfielder right now. Maybe Zach Merritt or something like that. I don't think it's going to be Petrarca or Warner, but who knows? And then Davidson, yeah, I think Davidson would go this week. Like again, so unfortunate with Davidson. I think I fielded him for the 39. I missed the 72. I missed the 129. He was on my bench for both of those. And then I fielded him for the 54 and the 61. Just been really unlucky with that stuff. But hey, I guess you can only blame yourself at the end of the day. So yeah, I think he'll go for me. Break even of 60, averaging 71. It's fine. I mean, I was going to trade Pal Pepper, but now that he's got that 100 in his system, negative 12 break even, he's going to make 60K probably over the next 2 weeks if he just averages like 55 to 60. Projected 59, he's actually projected 82. But that's against North Melbourne, so he actually might get that. I mean, he scored 130 against them before, so he might. Again, if he stays in this like same role, he plays with the same vigor. Maybe he was just like excited because he was going up against Hawthorn. I don't know. But if he plays with the same vigor, he definitely could. So yeah, and then Kako hasn't been doing that well. I really thought he was going to play better than this. Like his top score, he scored 62 against the Power as well. But I really thought he was going to be like, I mean, I know he's a small forward in his first year, but I did think he was going to have a bit higher of a floor. Just like the way he tackles and stuff. I thought he would tackle more, like three tackles only on the weekend. Three tackles there, two tackles, one tackle. Yeah. And he hasn't kicked a goal the last two games. Like at least, he's got like good job security, but yeah. I mean, we're hoping for a spike game. Maybe it can be this week against West Coast. Maybe he can kick 3 or 4 goals or something like that. I mean, he kicked two against Adelaide, but yeah, maybe he can kick 3 or 4 goals and get, a 90 or something. Who knows? And Bice, yeah, happy I brought him in, went up 82K. So I think obviously him and Levi are probably guys I'm quite comfortable with holding. Just letting them be my last rookies on the ground. They'll probably give me an 80 plus average from here on out. 85, maybe even 90 potentially. But probably not 90, probably 80 plus. Probably Bice, maybe 85, 90, maybe Levi, maybe like an 80. But yeah, okay. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to go because we got 165k in the bank, so we got a lot. We only need to do two trades to upgrade. And that's going to be Davidson and that's going to be Max Hall. Again, they're both probably going to make a bit of money still, I'm sure, no doubt. But I mean, you got to trade someone to get someone. So number one, who I am thinking about, I just did allude to this one as well. Levi, given he's got DPP now with the new additions, I can put him into there. And what I can do is I actually, hmm, I've got to keep Sheasel back. So yeah, we'll do some DPP, put Holmes forward, take Bice out of the flex, put him back. And what we'll do is we'll bring in Max Gorn, potentially, what I'm thinking. Well, I'm not set on the premium, but probably firstly, the one that I am deciding is who do I bring in rookie wise. It's either Tom Gross or it's Caden Cleary. So, well, I guess we'll start with Cleary. Cleary looks good to me. His VFL numbers are really good as well. Like I think he had like 39 touches or something like that in his one game this year or something like that. Like really good, too good for VFL. Just worries me a bit. Could he be sub? Like I think Sydney's still a decently strong team. They're actually not as strong now because they've got a lot of injuries, but he still could be. He still could be. I think he's the superior to player to Gross still, but probably a little bit more shakier job security. I mean, he only had 12 touches against North Melbourne. He did have 18 here and seven tackles. Two behinds against North. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure. I think Caden Cleary is a superior player currently, but in saying that, Tom Gross. Now, I think I discussed this in my very first video of the season, in my very first preseason video back in like January or February, whenever it was. And it was the fact that Tom Gross, I think I had him in my team back then, because I remember I watched a Vic Metro game last year. I don't know why I was watching a Vic Metro game. I think it was on Foxtel or something, and I was just randomly clicking through. And the Vic Metro was playing. And I probably watched maybe like a quarter and a half. And Tom Gross was by far the best player out of any of the Vic Metro players. And we're talking about a Vic Metro team with Jagger Smith, with who they have, Christian Moraes, Josh Smiley, Levi Ashcroft, all these guys. And Tom Gross was the one that stood out to me the most. And I was shocked when I found out he was like projected to go around pick 30. Let me verify. What pick did he end up going? It wasn't that early. Maybe it was like late in the teens or something. Where is he? Tom Gross. He's pick 46. Wow. Because, yeah, he stood out to me. And I was like, this is a guy who's probably, like, I'm not saying he's going to be a better player overall compared to Levi Ashcroft, Christian Moraes, all of these guys. He probably won't. He's probably got a lot of his development already priced into him, to use a super coach term. He's probably one that's not going to develop as much. But like he already looked like really good, better than all of those guys in that game, that's for sure. Murphy Reed also was playing in that game. Murphy Reed and Tom Gross were probably the two standouts for me. I think Tom Gross still first. And so it doesn't really surprise me that he's doing this. Like I thought he would be really good. If he was in round one, if he started the season, I would have picked him. And so it's just really difficult that he's on the bubble now in this same week that Caden Cleary is. Because I think, again, like I said, Caden Cleary, I think, is still the superior player right now. Second year in the system. But they both look really good. I mean, last week I was kind of debating, do I just go a week early on Tom Gross instead of Clay Hall? But I was like, I chose to go Clay Hall just because of the fact that he would have an extra week of cash gen compared to when I'm trading him out. If someone's had four cash rises compared to five, it does make a difference. And I don't think the average is going to be super massive discrepancy wise. I think right now I'm leaning towards Gross, number one, because he's 11k cheaper, and number two, because he's playing in a lot. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, Gross, yeah. So, yeah, number one, I'm probably leaning towards Gross a bit more because he's a bit cheaper. I think 11k cheaper, and he's going to have a better role. He's pretty much, it looks like a CBA midfielder. I'm sure Tim Kelly will come back at some point, but I don't think that'll at least be for another 2 weeks. I think Tim Kelly only had 20 touches in the waffle. That's not that good, to be honest, for someone of his caliber. You would expect him to at least have 25, probably more like 30, 35. So if I was West Coast, I would keep Tim Kelly in the waffle for a few more weeks. And yet, Gross was already getting really good midfield time in there anyway. And he's got a pretty good fixture. Melbourne, Richmond coming up. He could feast. He could really feast. But like I said, overall, I think Cleary is the better one, just ability wise. But the role is a lot more speculative. A lot more speculative. Like a forward pocket type of role, maybe rolling up to the stoppage very occasionally. But he's also in a better team. So he's not going to get pumped every week like Tom Gross is. In saying that, Sydney aren't looking that good right now. Like they lost to Collingwood pretty badly. And I mean, if Port Adelaide play anything similar to the way they did against Hawthorn, they're probably going to lose pretty badly again. And they'll probably lose to Gold Coast as well. So they're probably looking at two more losses in a row. And GWS even. To be honest, I'm kind of convincing myself right now. I think the answer is Tom Gross, the one I'm leaning towards anyway. So yeah, I think Caden Cleary's got a little bit of a lower break even, I believe. So Gross is -65, Cleary is -73. But that's okay. So I think I'm gonna go Gross. And what I'm gonna do is, yeah, we'll trade him in. I think he's very fieldable well as well, especially with those easier matchups coming up. And we'll go Gross, and then we'll also go. This is the hard one. I'm like, who do I trade in? So again, if I just do these. So if I put him in the flex position, or I put this in the flex position, the guy we're trading in, we can go basically any position. So we can go anyone we want. So we just click players I can afford. We go by average. There's some interesting ones. So Hewitt, he's going amazing, but I think we just missed the boat. Like I'm not going to pay 570K for George Hewitt. He's averaging 120 though. He does from North Melbourne this week, but also Carlton have had a pretty easy fixture up to this point midfield wise. Like Richmond number one, he only did 94 against them, but I mean Hawthorn going 123 against Hawthorn is really good, no doubt. Against Western Bulldogs, that's also really good. But Western Bulldogs, again, no Bont or anything like that. So it's not like they're a full strength midfield. West Coast, obviously, they're probably looking like the worst team in the league right now. So not that good to go 132 against them. Collingwood 125. I don't think the midfield is the strongest. Although, again, I mean, they got like Dacos and stuff in there as well. I mean, they beat Sydney really well, Collingwood, but Sydney have a lot of people out as well. But Collingwood are all right anyway. So, yeah, Hewitt in here. I'm just not going to pay 570K for him. Like, is he top eight? Probably not. Dunkley's a lot bigger chance of being top eight, but now that he's just scored that 88, we can probably wait a couple more weeks. Break even of 140 for the next two. We can, yeah, potentially get him at 550. So I was going to trade him in. I'm not going to do it this week. Raul is just a bit more speculative. I think Raul, again, because I had him last year, he starts the first half of the season really well, but he just goes so hard at it. Like you can't really keep playing the style that he does for a full season. We've seen that like he's been like that for the last 3 years, where he starts off well and he peters out from about the halfway point on. So I just don't want him for that reason. I want someone I can pretty much trust for the rest of the year. And so Took, I just don't really see it with Took. He is actually averaging 117, which is better than I thought he was. And he does have a Richmond this week, but his run gets harder after that. He's actually doing better than I thought he was, but again, a pretty weak run to start off with. Jackson is out. McRae I've got. Smith I've got. Anderson, again, like we were just talking about with Rowell and Miller, pretty easy run to start off with. That's why you got quite a few Gold Coast players up here. Pretty easy run. Then Wanganeen Malira. Now, this is the guy I'm probably am looking at to get in. Ash, I probably wouldn't just because I don't really see him doing that amazing. I think like Whitfield didn't score that well, so maybe that's why Ash did better this week. But at 112 average, he is actually going pretty decently this year. Holmes I've got. Cameron I'm not going to trade in. Green potentially, but probably just doesn't really look that good. Probably wouldn't really look at anyone down here. It's probably out of Max Gorn and Nazaya. With Max Gorn, he's looking really, really tempting. If you got told, if you got told that you could get Max Gorn at like 580K, the Max Gorn, the Max Gorn that hasn't dropped below 110 average for like the last 8 years for 580K, you would probably do it. But it's just that Melbourne are that bad a team this year. They're just that bad. And being older now, he does have a significant chance of injury. What is the likelihood he's going to play every single game for the rest of the season? It's probably pretty low. It probably is. So I'm looking probably not to get him this week, although I think he's a good trade. I honestly do. And I think he's got an easy matchup this week. I can't remember who it was. He's playing Fremantle. Actually, no, not this week, but I think the next 2 weeks he's got easy matchups. Yeah, Richmond and West Coast. He's going to kill them. So, well, actually, Nankervis isn't the easiest one, but just playing against Richmond as a whole probably is pretty easy. And then West Coast, he's absolutely going to demolish. So that's going to be a terrible game to watch. Melbourne v West Coast in round eight. I'll definitely make sure I don't tune into that one. But who was I looking up? Yeah, Nazaya. So where is he? He's here. So in this game, like 24 touches for 133. I know he did kick 3 goals, so he's obviously not going to do that every week. But like he played 22 games last year, 23 games the year before. He's pretty durable, which I like. I want people that are going to consistently be playing games. I think that's him. He gives me 18k as well, and the cash is crucial because it actually is going to come to play a lot next week when I'm looking to trade in Tom Stewart, who probably luckily he did actually miss this week. He'll come down probably another 20k maybe this week. And then, yeah, that happens. He's got a 162. Hopefully, we put someone on him. Hawthorn, of course, me being a Hawthorn supporter. We lost pretty badly, but that's okay. I'm not too worried. So, I mean, it was Port Adelaide's grand final anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It was just another game for us, but for Port Adelaide, it was their grand final. So he's actually projected to lose 40k, but that's with his 73. I don't think he'll score that low. He'll probably go around 100. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna try to get him in next week, and yeah, hopefully he's about 460, and then maybe even less would be nice. Because what we're gonna try to do next week is we're most likely gonna go trainer out who I don't want to trade out trainer because he's going really well. If he gets an 80 this week, he may actually persuade me to keep him in the team. Because if he's just a safe 80 on field every week, you may as well. Like that's what the Roberts is doing. That's what Short has been doing. So he may just persuade me to keep him in the team, to be honest. He'll probably get up to 400k if he keeps doing 80s. And yeah, I may just look to trade in a midfield spot because this right now, I do not want Sardis Never Hall on my field. Like realistically, how we're going to set up this week is. Did I even do those trades? I didn't even do them. Let me do them now. I didn't even click accept. Hall and Davidson. Hall, Davidson. Who was it? Gross. Tom Gross. And let's put these guys in here. And the other one was, who was it? Nasaya. Okay. So yeah, so the cash is going to come into importance next week because again, I don't want these three blokes on my field. Like seriously, get off my field, type of thing. So probably how we will line up though this week is do something like this. Once it loads, the internet is so slow. Like what happened to 5G? Well, I'm not on 5G right now. I'm not on my data, but yeah, I don't really like the look of two West Coast midfielders. But again, they're both rookies, so maybe not the worst. They're playing Essendon, so it's not the hardest matchup anyway. They might actually win that game, to be honest. Essendon, I don't think are that good on the road. So yeah, we'll see. Otherwise, I'm liking the look of the team. It's just these three mids, which is scaring me. They could each easily drop 40 or 50, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, the rest of the team I think is quite good, if we're being real. Like Bice Trainer, I'm happy to field. Maybe I field Reed instead. Yeah, I might field Reed instead of Trainer, given he's playing West Coast. Yeah, we might line up like that instead. And then yeah, next week I did actually make a bit of a notepad. I'll show you guys. Well, this is what I'm planning to do. So yeah, I went O'Driscoll Henderson out last week to Bison Clay Hall, so that went to plan. So what I was thinking was I was going to go Davidson, Sam Pepper out, and Max Hall out to premium Caden Cleary and a rookie. But again, now that because I made this before the round started, now that Tom Gross is probably a bit better, I'll probably go him. Looks like a bit of a better option. And Sam Pepper, given he turned up, I'm not going to trade him yet. And then if I did do that, what it probably would have meant was I could have just saved the one trade for the following week. But actually, probably better this way. I just do two trades each week so I can save the boost. And then I was thinking Levi Ashcroft after round eight. I'm probably not going to do that though. He scored a 90. I can probably keep him in the team. So he's got my confidence up a bit more. Reed Kako. Like it's definitely not going to go this way just because, I mean, when does trade plans ever actually go 100% to plan? It like never does. So that's fine. But yeah, next week I'm probably going to trade Trainer and Pryor. Hopefully I should be able to get Tom Stewart there. Like if I get say about 150k from Pryor, I might go down to that Carlton rookie Matt Carroll, who actually did look pretty alright, pretty decent. I hope he stays in the team. He's in the game. in my opinion, at least. What did he score? Yeah, 60. I mean, it's against West Coast, but he's got North Melbourne now. I mean, Carlton should get what? Win last week, win this week against North, so they should get to what, 2-4, whatever. It's not the worst. But yeah, so Carroll should stay in the team. Hopefully, we may be able to get him in. And then for Pryor, and then for this trainer spot will become Tom Stewart. Reed would go to the bench. And then the week after that, we'll probably look to trade out Reed. We'll probably look to trade out Palpepper. So, I mean, Reed will be 300K. Palpepper will be 330K. That alone should probably be enough to get up to like a Jordan Dawson. So, if we look at Jordan Dawson, 530K now, and of course he scored the 60 last week, so he should hopefully get down to maybe about 490K. Maybe he gets tagged this week as well from Bedford or something, although that may not work out matchup wise. But yeah, if he gets down to 490K, I'll trade him in. Like 490K is a bit of a bargain for him. So, and he did the same last year where he was going really bad for the start of the season and then he got down low and then he just turned it up. So I'm happy to go Jordan Dawson. I am happy to go him. Like he's been really good the start of the year. It's just that this one bad game. So I'm happy to go with him. Probably, yeah, after this Fremantle game or after the Carlton game, and then we can trade him in. And yeah, that'll be fine. And then that'll be four more trades down. So we'll be at 26 trades. And we'll only have we'll have Bice, Lindsay Hall, and Ashcroft. But really, if we ignore Bice and Ashcroft, because they're pretty good rookies, and then we've only got Lindsay and Hall. And then we can use, say we boost the next 2 weeks to get these guys both out. So we got to get six rookies out of the team for that. So that's Lindsay, Hall, Nevitt, probably Kako. So that's four. Probably yeah, probably Gross and maybe someone else we traded now. We boost those six guys out, and then we get two midfield spots here. Probably any mid we want. Maybe it is like an Andy Brayshaw, maybe a Nick Dacos or something. So then we've got full there, and then the only two rookies after round 9 are Bice and Ashcroft on the ground, and that's not even that bad. They're pumping out 85, 90 for us anyway. And then we can just trade them out. Like by that stage, Bison and Ashcroft should both be 400K plus, hopefully. And so they'll be pretty easy to get to whoever we want. Or maybe not whoever we want, but yeah, probably someone somewhat decent at the very least. So that's what I'm thinking right now. And that should mean once we do trade Bison and Ashcroft out, we should have about 16 trades left. We should have, well, I don't know what that noise was, but we should have about 16 trades left. I'll put my volume down. But we should have about 16 trades left. And yeah, 16 trades left with a fully upgraded team. 16 trades left and no rookies on the ground. And then we can just do, of course, we'll probably account for about half of those to be injuries for the rest of the year. So maybe 8 injury trades. And then we got 8 trades left, which we can upgrade our mid prices with. Probably Short, Roberts, Oliver, Chera, maybe. And because again, that's the reason. Like it's only 8 trades. It's actually not a heap. But like the thing is, at the end of the day, like I mean, that's why I didn't trade in like a Bailey Humphrey or a Ryan Marich. Like the trades dwindle quite quickly once you actually calculate everything. You start off with 40, but they go down quite quick. Like I used 8 trades already so far this year, not including the two this week. So now I'm at 30 after those two. But it's like the trades go down very quickly. So yeah, that's why I didn't want to necessarily go just anyone, you know, just to get a little bit quick cash because it catches up with you. It does. That's why I fell down last year. I was ranked about 300th with 2 rounds to go. And then after the second last round, I went down about 500 spots. And then the last round, I went down another 500 spots because I had like two donuts on my field for each of the last 2 weeks, just because I used all my trades. And yeah, just because I used all my trades and I couldn't get them out. So yeah, it is what it is. But looking at captaincy wise now this week, hopefully Zorko bounces back. Collingwood isn't the hardest game either, so hopefully he does. But I'm not going to captain him. Sheasel, not going to captain. Roberts, not going to captain. Short against Gold Coast, not going to captain. Bice against Port, not going to captain. Reed against West Coast, honestly could captain, but I'm probably not. Holmes against Hawthorn, I reckon he likes that Easter Monday game, but they might send Finn McGuinness to him, so I'm not going to captain. Will Ashcroft against Collingwood, probably not going to captain. Rosie against Sydney, maybe James Jordan honestly goes to him. Hopefully he doesn't. He probably would though, you would assume. Hopefully he goes to like Butters or something. But yeah, okay, Chera. Has Butters dropped in price yet, or has he only played 2 games? I think he must have only played the 2 games. What's his break even? 146. Yeah, or 107, 135. He's been good, you know. We'll probably want him to at some point as well. But yeah, hopefully he cops a tag this week so he can drop a bit, maybe score an 80 or something. Chera against North is a good matchup, but we're not going to captain. Oliver against Freo, not going to captain. Lindsay against Freo, not going to captain. Clay Hall against Essendon. Gross against Essendon, not going to captain them. DeConnie against North. Look, if DeConnie is a solo ruck against an underdone Tristan Cherry, you could consider it, but I'm probably not going to. And yeah, obviously in that same game, Cherry's playing against DeConnie, but not going to captain him with this little bit of an injury scare we've got from Tristan Cherry. Horn Francis, I mean, he could get tagged as well by Jordan, so I probably wouldn't look to captain him. Rankin against Fremantle. Yeah, probably not going to captain him. It's still a bit sore, that calf, maybe. No, not against Fremantle, against Adelaide, against GWS. And he might get tagged, potentially. McRae against Western Bulldogs. Look, he scored 70. I probably can't captain him. Bailey Smith against Hawthorn. You could captain him. He's actually going well, but I just don't really trust him with the captaincy. Daniel against Carlton honestly could be a good matchup. He'll get a lot of kickouts in that game, you would think. So I'll think about that. Ashcroft against, but no, I still don't really want to captain Caleb Daniel, so I'll probably refrain. Ashcroft as Levi against Collingwood, probably not. And Nazaya against, who's he got? He's got Western Bulldogs. You can't really captain someone that you just traded in, though. I'd want to watch him for a week. I haven't really watched him that much. So to me, it doesn't really look like I've got any good captaincy options. So I might not captain anyone this week. We might just go, hmm, we might put Camperelli on field, and we might put the captaincy on him, and we might put Boyd on field and put the vice captaincy on him. So Boyd we get 0 and Camper Reali we get 0. So we won't captain anyone this week. I'm just joking, obviously. So what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna go. I'm so indecisive. We might go a vice on Zorko against Collingwood. A Thursday night game, I reckon Zorko will like that. You know, he likes the Thursday night games. And we might go a captaincy on. We might just put it on Chera. He's playing North. How bad can he really go? Averaging 106. How bad can he be? Like, seriously. Or maybe we just put it on DeConnie. Get it done nice and early. Get it done by 6 o'clock on Friday, the captaincy and vice captaincy. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. There's actually not that many good captaincy options this round. I think, like, yeah, there's not that many good ones. Like, Sheasel if he's playing halfback, but I think he's just not going to be. So I don't really want to captain him. And yeah, McRae, I'm not really prepared to captain off a 70. Maybe it's Pal Pepper. He just scored 101. Probably not. Okay, that's something for me to think about, but right now that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.